All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Comics News Today. I am joined, of course, with the intrepid Denali Lama. How you doing today?
Hello, aloha, gang. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, and I am Chester C. Busby III, and we're going to be bringing you the comics news today, and also talking about the various things that are going on in Indiegogo through Indicron. And Indicron is our sponsor, and thank you very much, Pixel Trader. We also have a few things to just mention in our links. Just go on down there and check those out. And of course, one of the big ones is go to our FanSpeak Facebook page and be part of it. Go over there and join that. And when you go over there, what we want to do is we want to see your art, share your art. Share your reviews, share those things, get involved. We have a good community growing over there, and we want to be able to talk about everything that's going on. And of course, another big one is go to my Facebook, which is Chester C. Busby III, and send me a link and say, Chester, put me on the show. Because we want you to come up here. That's the whole inception of FanSpeak is to have the fans come up and speak. And so if you're interested in being on the show and chatting with us, please do so. All right, so Denali, is there any kind of housekeeping you want to do before we get into the news today?
Well, congratulations to Josh Howard, who got fully funded
Yes,
um,
yes,
last night. I know there's a
yes,
big giant typos and going on, so congratulations to him. And it looks like he's going to continue on with the campaign to add some more goodies, and that's always for the benefit of the backers. So hooray for T-Bird and Throttle. We also have Gary Shipmans, whose campaign is ending in a couple hours.
hmm
Um, I see that already. Like about 5 people has back to them. Let's try to push them over to 7,000, and unlock another trading card. That's 80 pages of original sketches that throughout 3 books that you're going to be getting. If you get the $100 tiers, and just
yes.
80, yeah. So it's fantastic. So go over there, watch his stream, subscribe to his streams if you're able to, and do so. Also, remember FanSpeak. It's this upcoming Friday at 8 p.m. It's going to have a whole lot of fun. Or wait, no, not this Friday, because this Friday, uh, Comics News Tonight, and it's this Saturday. Let me stand corrected. This Saturday,
Yeah, on Saturday. This
because
is a Saturday one because yeah, I have
yeah,
some things I need to do. So, but
yeah,
yeah. Well, and we'll cover that. And of course, before that, we have, of course, Bugbear's Basement. Tell them about that, man.
yeah. So we're going to be talking about Thunderbolts, I believe, issue 16. Thunder that we're going to be
Is it
reviewing
16
Overrated
or
on.
6?
Was it 6?
We should probably check that.
Yeah, well, it's going to be Thunderbolts. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know tomorrow which issues we're going to read. So everybody catch up on that. Even if you don't know which issues, read up to issue 10. The first 10 issues are pretty good and intensive. So I recommend reading on those. And if you are interested in joining us, throw a DM or post it on Fanspeak, a DM to Chester's Twitter or Facebook account.
hmm
And, we would like you to be there if you want to be on there. Um, Also, check out Good Dog Press. I was there last night hanging out with Todd from Ignition uh, Tune Get Tune In, and also John Diller, Gaming the System,
hmm
and Teg Farrad, who were on there drawing and talking about how to improve. And, we were talking about it, and we were able to help Manny improve a scene by just directions. And Todd was giving a lot of good advice about, what kind of comics you should be looking at and how an artist directs the eyes and everything. Is a very
Yeah.
interesting conversations
Oh
as
no,
well.
Todd is the real deal, man. Todd is a very, very, very good artist, and he knows exactly what he's doing. So, really great to have him in the community, and that's a wonderful thing. But to go back to the Thunderbolts, just real quick on that, just to remind you, we are doing that on the Bugbear's Basement. But if you're listening and you are a Thunderbolts expert, come on over and join us. We want to have your expertise on the comics we're talking about. I mean, we've all read Thunderbolts, some of us more than others, and of course, we're also reading the specific comics so we can be prepared. But if you know a lot about Thunderbolts and you love them, please come on, man. That's what this show is about. So don't be shy about it. Just come tell us, hey, Chester, I know that. Put me on, and we will. Uh, yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on. Also, not we should also mention that coming up at Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're still doing our comics news at 8 p.m. as we always do. But at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're doing the fan edition of the Drawn and Quartered here. This is a little bit of a wonky week. We're still doing the Thursday show, and that's going to be on Manny's channel at Good Dog Press. So we're gonna push that as we go into this week's Pro Edition as well. But we had to do a little bit of a catch up because Halloween kind of messed with the schedule. So we're doing another one on Monday, and that's going to be on this channel right here. So definitely come back and join us, tell people about it, and get people in to talk about that. But that is Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right then. So that's enough housekeeping, I think. I think we've covered up everything. Also,
Yeah.
everyone, please keep in mind that, of course, hitting that like button and subscribing and hitting the bell is very much appreciated. Thank you very much for doing that. But the most helpful thing you can do right now, actually, is go hit that share button and let everyone know that we're on, and get everybody over here to join us as we start talking about the news. And just to come over here to the chats real quick, I see Jimmy over at E. Ortiz Arts is there. Hello, sir. How you doing? We have our Pope Raven, who of course says boo, boo back. Model 3. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Hope your Indiegogo is doing well. We're going to check that out here in a little bit, actually. So, good luck to you. And I think it's a really cool project you got going on there. John Dillard Gaming the System also says boo. Well, boo back to you too, John. We have our most favorite troll, Joshua Hughes, is here, and he says that he claims the chat in the name of Raven, and he gives his little magical spell to make sure it sticks. Bethany, how you doing, Bethany? Yeah, we really enjoyed having your husband on that other day, and just keep in mind if he's interested in coming back and joining us again, he's more than welcome. Just get in contact with me, please. Ink Spots, how you doing? He just back this morning. Looks like a great book. I'm assuming he's talking about Gary's, or maybe he's talking about Josh. I'm not sure, but they're both great. And see Bob the Pope, yo. He says it's very early in the morning and he will be having to go to sleep, but he does say smash that like button. And thank you very much for that, Bob. All right, let's go ahead and get into the news here, Denali. And the first thing we're going to talk about is Virginia Madsen joins Swamp Thing as Maria Sunderland. Now that's very interesting to me. I am a big fan of Swamp Thing. How about you, Denali?
Oh, definitely. I could talk hours about it.
Yeah. Now they're talking about with Maria Sunderland. They're talking about that. Which run are they talking about specifically? The very original one, or are they talking about the newer one?
I believe it's the newer one because they're going with the um, New 52 one, but they can be talking about Alan Moore as well.
They could be because I know that of course the original Swamp Thing was just more of a kind of a one-off story, really, but
Hmm.
when it was a good one, but sci-fi horror type of thing. It was a really good job. But Alan Moore, of course, as you mentioned, came in and he did great things with that run. And I just can't remember the wife's name. Was it Maria Sunderland or was it something else? I can't remember offhand. But maybe they're the same throughout both of them. But of course, Alan Moore is that's my favorite run of Swamp Thing. How about you? Have you enjoyed some of the more modern stuff?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it because Swamp Thing is really hard to mess up because he's dealing with magic,
Hmm.
and everything.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of reboot it because they're not the same Swamp Things. There's like 3, 4 different Swamp Things, and the current iteration of Swamp Thing is now a elemental force. Basically, he's not even tied to the scientist anymore.
Oh, he's not.
Um,
Oh goodness.
no, I believe the scientist that we are all familiar from the movies and everything was Swamp Thing 3. And then the other Swamp Things were other people. similar to the Doctor that inhabited, and they kind of find out that Swamp Thing is just, the people that died just takes over the body
Hmm.
and uses them as like puppetry, with and takes in the memories of the dead individual. But Swamp Thing's always been present
Oh, I see.
throughout.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. That sounds interesting. And
Yeah.
I know there was one there. I can't remember what it was called, Winter something, and that was very interesting. That was like a one-off story, I think. But where it had the little boy, but it was actually the boy who was draining him, and there was a lot of time passed. That's something that is interesting. We had Mike Barron on, right? And Mr. Barron had said that. One of the things he thinks is really harming the comic books these days, is everything is this big long run. And there's nothing wrong with a long run, but everything is that way. And these little one-shot stories we just don't see. And I agree with him. I think we need more of that. I think having a one-shot here or there is a good idea. They're a lot of fun. They break the story up. It allows you to, especially if you're moving between stuff. But I think that was a really good point that Mr. Barron made.
Right. So,
Hi guys,
um,
Hey,
hey,
Gary,
Gary.
how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm
I
doing.
saw you. I saw the link that you guys sent, and I popped in to say hi.
Oh, well, I'm glad you did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we
thanks for
definitely will. Well, you
inviting
got
me.
8 hours, 7 hours left on that?
Yeah, it's winding down. Let's go take a. I'll look here real quick and give you the exact. Well, what it says. It
So that's
says
awesome.
7 hours.
7 hours.
7 hours.
Yes.
There you go. And yeah, we're going to get over and we're going to be talking about that here at length, Gary, real shortly after we cover a couple of bit of news points. But you must be excited, man. What's your total up to now?
We're at $6,625
Nice.
raised by 80 backers. So thank you to all the backers.
Yes.
And if anybody else wants to go check out my 2018 sketchbook on Indiegogo, just go to Indiegogo and then type Gary Shipman and you'll find it right there. And you can take a look at it and see if there's anything there that seems cool to you.
Oh, it's all cool, Gary. It's all of it. All of it's cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
I especially, what was that? The one I got, was it like the early bird? I think you called it. The
Is that the one that you got?
Yeah, there was like, I think it's like $100 tier or something like that.
Yeah, the
That
early bird special.
Yeah, early bird special. There it is. Are those still available?
Yeah, there's I limited it to 50, and it looks like 20 of those have been claimed. So we still got quite a few.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah.
people should go check that out. That's a good bargain, I think. It's got all your sketchbooks. It's got the Pakistan issue #1 with the new cover, right?
New cover, yeah.
Yeah.
And the cover is shown in the Indiegogo campaign as well. You can see what it looks like. And it also comes with a 2019 calendar, a Pakistan calendar. Which
There you go. I'm looking forward to getting that. I wonder. I always have calendars on my walls and in my schools and stuff like that. It'd be cool to have one that actually has the theme that I know and like, instead of just some random bank calendar.
Cool, yeah.
All right. Well, no, Gary, thank you for joining us, and we're gonna jump over and talk about that in just 1 minute, but we want to get through this news story first. What we're talking about basically here, Gary, is that not Disney, excuse me, DC streaming service, which is under a bit of fire because of the high price they initially came out with and some poor quality stuff they dropped. But one of the things they're talking about and building into is a live action version of Swamp Thing. And they have announced that Virginia Madsen is joining and going to be Maria Sunderland.
Maria Sunderland. Yeah.
Maria Sunderland. Now, do you ever read Swamp Thing?
I read the ones that Alan Moore did back in the 80s. I guess that was the 80s. Yeah, those were amazing.
Yeah, they were.
I also I read some earlier ones. It was before my time, I think. I just went back and got back issues that were done by Bernie Wrightson. His artwork is amazing. So yeah, I am a little bit familiar with Swamp Thing.
Yeah. And then Maria Sutherland is the wife of the main villain, Avery Sutherland.
Yeah. That's right.
So
I was just wondering if it was
yeah.
the same one from the Alan Moore run as is in the 52 run, because as you had said, they're basing this more on the new 52 Swamp Thing instead of the Alan Moore, which, in my opinion, is not the smart move. Yeah, Alan Moore is where you should be at, but whatever.
They never. I think they've learned that they can't really translate a lot of Alan Moore stuff from the comics to TV adaptations.
Well,
maybe they can use the essence about it.
well, then they need to do better. But I'm actually excited about it. I want to check it out. I don't have any anticipation for it because I've learned not to get anticipation for those kind of things. But I hope it's good, because it would be really nice if there was a good horror-based Swamp Thing TV show. I would really, really like it. So that's my opinion on it. What do you think, Denali? Good idea, bad idea?
It's an idea.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So Gary, if this Swamp Thing TV show comes out, are you going to watch it?
I don't. I mean, eventually, I guess I could watch it, but I don't know where it would finally go to where I'd be able to see it, because I don't usually watch television. I don't have cable and stuff like that.
Oh,
I usually just stream things. If it goes onto a streaming service, then I can do it.
Yeah, and that's definitely what it's going to, Gary. It's going to be streaming on the DC streaming service.
So is that a service that already exists right now? That
it's a new one. Yeah, a new one that came out, and it's not launched very well. It's had a lot of I don't know, controversy. Right. There was some controversy over the pricing, but I'd say disappointment is really the better choice of words. Yeah. So I mean, you
guys know what's on that? What do they have on there? Do they have a lot of like do they have Superman the movie and things like that, or is it just TV based stuff?
I would assume they have that. I don't really know, since I didn't bother to go spend the huge money they wanted me to spend on it. So I don't really know all this stuff, but I would assume they do. But it's more about the new projects they came out. They came out with Titans, which is supposed to be Teen Titans, but it has nothing to do with Titans whatsoever. It's literally not. Yeah.
I saw a trailer for it, and it just looked like. I mean, I was able to kind of stick with the trailer, at least in the beginning, and then it kind of showed like a shot of Beast Boy or Changeling or whatever they're calling him, and I was just like, it just looked like some guy wearing like a jogging outfit with green hair or something.
No, it's really bad. Yeah,
it was strange. It just took me right out of it. I was like, okay, I don't think this is going to work, but who knows? Maybe they'll get a good writer on there or something.
Oh, well, you never know, right? And that's why I keep a little bit of hope that this Swamp Thing will be good. We just want to mention it and see if you guys are interested in giving us some information about it. But of course, over here in the chat, all they're talking about is whether John Dillard's show is better than this one. And of course, John, you know the truth. You know the answer. I don't have to tell you, man. And Good Dog Press is over here, and he's saying he's two-timing with John Winchester. Yes, thank you very much, Manny. I do appreciate you being over here, man. Let's go ahead. Since we have Gary here, we don't know how long we'll be able to keep him because he is in the final hours of a campaign. Let's jump over to his campaign and take a look at that. Now, of course, we're sitting here looking at the new version, 3.0, I guess, of Indicron from Pixel Trader. And, of course, Indicron is the sponsor of our show. We thank you very much, Pixel, and all the things he does for us. We're just going to come down here, and we're going to grab Gary's campaign, and we're going to take a look at it. All right, so we're CB right around here. There it is. Ooh, 66. Nice. All right, Gary. Now let me come over here and actually share this with you guys. I think I have. Oh, I will. Let me share this with the Hangout so we can look at it together.
Yeah. So what's great about the new Indicron is if you click on status, it gives you all the campaigns that are ending today and soon. as well. So you see Case File Arkham is ending today as well. Gary's ending today, and then tomorrow is going to be the Galactic Comic and Anchorface. We're going to be talking about Gary Shipman's sketchbook.
Yeah.
Just real quick though. Did you guys see that the T-Bird and Throttle, it made it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no,
Isn't
that's
that
very,
cool?
very cool. I'm very excited about that one. That's a good one, man.
Yeah, I was excited to see that it actually jumped up there. That's like what is it, like almost a $4,000? Is it? No, I'm sorry. Am I getting that right? Because he needed 1,000 more roughly, or was it 500?
No, he needed about
1,500 when we
yeah.
started the show.
And we picked
So-
up. We made him about on that show. He picked up about what, $100 or so.
Yeah, about.
Yeah.
And then throughout the night, so about late night, he made it to 5,000, the goal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
I hope we helped. I hope we were part of helping that, because of course we want to help all these Indiegogos. That's why we have so many of the creators on and chatting with us. But that one's kind of, I don't know what it is about that one, but it hit me. I really like that Indiegogo, so I'm really happy for Josh. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. And see how that goes. But we are right now talking about Gary Shipman's sketchbook 2018, and he has made $6,625, or as you can see, that's 750,000 Japanese yen. I'm sorry, I do live in Japan. So
he has 80 backers now.
He does, yes. I won't click on that button, but he's got a lot of good backers, and I know I'm in there, and I hope all of you guys watching are in there. And if you're seeing this and you haven't gone and backed Gary's book, please do. This is a good idea too, because what he's planning on doing things in the future, which I'm going to let him talk about a little bit. But this is a real good thing to get a look at Gary's stuff and get a feel for it. It's a great marketing campaign, I think. Yeah, it's really nice, Gary. Now, this is coming to an end today, but are you going to leave it in demand, sir?
Yes, I'm going to leave it in demand, and I'm going to get everything buttoned up for the printer. I'm going to get all the sketch cards that have been unlocked, and the sketchbook itself, the calendar, the Packensland exclusive issue 1 that's for this Indiegogo campaign. All that stuff's going to get ready to go to the printer and start the printing process as soon as the thing ends. It'll end tonight, and then so I guess, well, I'll probably take a break tomorrow, but Monday I'll get right on getting all this stuff out to the printers and getting it printed. And then as it's going through the printing process, I'll just let the printer know. Let me know when you're about to print and you're wanting to know the absolute number. And then if it goes up, over that time, then we'll print accordingly. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Just as a side note, though, Gary, before you send out those trading cards, particularly Mr. Bramwell ones, let me add that little bit of text I need to add to it before you do that.
Yeah, I'm doing basically a complete redesign on the cards. So the one that you saw now, or the ones that we've talked about, I'm going to steer a bit away from that, and I'm going to just do it and make it more compatible with my sketch cards that I have.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'd like to kind of marry the two, the trading card and the sketch card together.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you. And then I'm also going to put in the elements that you're saying need to be there so that we can do a future game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But that's a good idea. So what you're thinking about doing is having your sketch card back on it where you can sign it, and then on the front have the character and the information is what you're thinking, I'm assuming?
Actually, no, I didn't think about the signing part. I could actually leave the signature, couldn't I?
Yeah. I mean, that's really cool, dude. I like that.
Wow, I like that too. I'm glad I came on here. Thank you, Chester, for giving me that.
No, it's perfect because those sketch cards have really worked out really well for you, I think, right?
Oh yeah, they've been great.
Yeah,
people have been really excited about them, I guess, and it's a fun way to do it. And it makes it easier to do a drawing like on a live stream. It doesn't take like hours and hours and hours to do a final piece of artwork. I can kind of knock it out within a reasonable amount of time doing it on a sketch card. And I think they came out pretty nice.
I think they do too, and it's a really good price entry point for someone who wants to get some of your art as well. And of course, we all know how excellent your art is, so it's a great entry point. A lot of people are grabbing those, and so yeah, I think that's a great idea, dude. Because you and I had talked a little bit about because everybody in the comics. This comics revival has been doing trading cards, and that's cool. But you felt like you wanted to do something different, and I think you should. And I like it. So what I have sitting on the screen right here, so everybody can see, is this is the alternate cover for the Packens Land #1 that's coming with some of the packages. Yeah, I love this cover. We actually got to watch you make this live, and that was really cool. And this is a scene straight out of the first book, which is nice because something Denali and I have spoken about is so many of these comics will have covers that have nothing to do with anything that's happening inside the comic book. But this is actually taken straight off the pages, and it's a different angle too. It's cool.
Okay, now I got to make sure that it's actually in the comic book because you.
No, it is. I know it is. I've read it, and it's definitely in there. Yeah.
I don't think it is. I think that's issue 2. Okay, we'll figure it out though.
Is it issue 2? Are you sure?
I think it. I'm not sure of anything.
I think it is issue 2, but it's foreshadowing. It's going to be part of the omnibus.
Foreshadowing. It is actually part of the story.
It is, yeah.
Eventually, but you know what? We can make this happen.
That's okay. Ignore everything I just said. I said nothing. There was nothing said. But no.
Spoiler, you just spoiled everybody. Good job.
I'm so sorry, man. I do apologize. Because now I thought in my brain it was most certainly in the issue #1. You're right. It might be number 2. But it's still a great scene, though. It's definitely the right choice for the cover. It is a good scene early in the story of Paul and Packens Land. Of course, this whole Indiegogo that we're looking at here is about, of course, getting Gary's art and displaying it to the world and letting a larger group of people see it. Oh, here's this nice little Comics Alliance piece he did. It was really cool. But it's also about kind of giving a primer, in a way, to his upcoming new Packens Land Indiegogo, which will be coming out in the future. And that's really cool. Gary, can you tell us how many issues of Packens Land are we up to right now?
I've done about 18 issues.
Wow.
And it's the reason why it's sort of hard for me to tack that down, how many I've done, is because I've done like a 4-page story. At one point I did a 0 issue. I think that was maybe a 12-page story. But if you put all these little stories that I've done and you put them all together, they probably equal an issue. Mm-hmm. So really I've done a solid 17, but then if with all the extras, probably 18. So around 18 issues of story and art.
Yeah, that's excellent. Now you have been talking about taking all of that before you get into the new issues of Packens Land, which we've seen you working on, and those first pages look amazing, by the way. Really exciting stuff. But you're talking about taking those 18 issues and piling them into a single omnibus. And is this your next project, or are you thinking about doing something else after that?
No, the next project after this Indiegogo campaign ends, and once I'm able to fulfill, get everything shipped out to everybody, do the original art that people have the perks they've gotten in on, and I get all that out to everybody, then I'm going to start pretty solidly or hard. I'm going to start hard working on putting together the next Indiegogo campaign, which is going to be for the Packens Land Omnibus.
Sweet.
And it's about I would say that there is definitely 400 pages of story and art.
Wow.
But my printer says that we're closer to 500 pages. But I'm not willing. I don't want to say that because just in case he's wrong, which he's probably not wrong. But I just feel more comfortable saying more than 400 pages. So that's what we got.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. And of
And
course,
that's going to be square bound, right?
oh, must be,
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah, we'll do. I think what we're going to do with the campaign when that one starts, it'll be sometime in 2019, and I'm not thinking late 2000, but 2019, but maybe early to mid. But I'm not going to say anything because in the calendar in this Indiegogo campaign, we are going to reveal the date.
Oh, sweet.
So
That's
yeah,
good
but
idea.
yeah. So what I was thinking anyways is that if I could offer that, because this is a big thing, like a lot of pages, 400 pages of anything is a lot. So if we had a perk level to where we could do like a square bound paperback version of it, and then for people who wanted to go more higher end, we'll also have a perk that would cost more, obviously, because hardbound costs more. We'd have a perk for hardbound as well. So pretty much anybody could get it, but I do have to tack all that stuff down with the printer and see about costs and make sure that it's feasible. So even now, as we're wrapping up things with this Indiegogo campaign, as soon as this one ends, I'm going to learn a lot more. I've already learned a ton of things about how to do an Indiegogo campaign, but I'm going to learn a lot more once it comes to going to fulfillment and what it, like turnaround time for printing, printing costs, things like that, and shipping and all that stuff and all that's entailed. So it's going to give me a lot of insight on this whole process. And then going to the next Indiegogo campaign, which will be the Omnibus, Pack and Slant Omnibus, I'm going to go into it with a wider understanding, I think, of how to do a successful one. And I hope that it all pays off.
No, yeah, and I think also having after this is done, having you come on one time with us and talk to us about how to make a successful Indiegogo would be a great little conversation. But I have a feeling with something that's near 500 pages, I don't know if you're going to have any choice but to hardcover that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I talked with the printer and they said that no, it can be done in a paperback easily. And then I guess there's paperbacks that are out there that are more than 400 or 500 pages already.
I didn't know that. No. There you go. Now we are looking at some Gary Shipman's sketch cards, which he was talking about earlier. And Gary has done a lot of triptychs and sectics and whatever. You're working on a real big one right now. It's going to have like 12 pieces in it. But now I, of course, have one of these as well. Of course, you see it all the time when I'm on because my icon is actually created by Gary Shipman, and it's one of his sketch cards. Now, Denali, do you have any of these sketch cards?
Yeah, it's the third row with Mel Brooks, Richard Pryor, and Gene Wilder.
Yeah, and
that's the
really,
ones that I ordered.
Yeah, it was really cool too because you put them in this nice triptych frame, and it looked really great when you showed it to me. It was excellent, man. And look at those faces, those likenesses; they're amazing. Yeah, man. Oh, here's the calendar. There it is, guys. You can get a look at it. It's got a nice Christmas theme on there for December. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Denali, anything you want to mention about this campaign Gary's got going on?
Well, you have it's a family business. You have Gary's offspring also doing sketches.
That's right.
Commission work as well. So if people are interested in supporting Gary's offspring, then you can put in a $20 pledge there. Yeah. You also can get the original alternative cover art for $2,000. So that's the original one in the kind.
Oh wow, yeah, that is amazing. Oh yeah, here's Gary's offspring art samples. That's funny. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yes. It is a good campaign.
Actually, my daughter Shoshana, she's actually quite good, and she's wanting to do art for a living. She even has taught art at. She works at the library part time, and they at one point had her teaching people how to do art and things like that. And so she really enjoys it. And I asked her if she wanted to do, maybe if I was to throw a perk in here on this Indiegogo campaign. And she said, yeah, she would love to do that. So she's already got 10 claimed, So
Oh,
that's
nice.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, no. So once again, if you guys are listening and you want to go over here and support Gary, please do. It's a great looking project. He's got many perks here. I'll just come through them real quick. He's got the early bird special, which I thought was a great deal. That's why I have that one. We also have his offspring here for 21. That's $20. That's pretty cool. You got the $25 tier. You have the $35 tier. Now, what's the difference between those two, Gary?
I think it has to do with the certainty of whether or not it is signed or not.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
So
There
one
you go.
would be
Yep.
just for the book itself, the sketchbook itself,
Mhm.
and the next one would be to get to secure a signature.
Oh, there you go. Great. Nice, nice. You got a $50 one here, and that's coming with the PDF of the Packens Land #1, a sketchbook, the calendar, and of course the autograph, the signed copy. Nice. And we have a 75, which gives you everything. The 75 one's good, but I still think that $100 one is a better value. But if you guys are looking at this price range, it's good. Now this one is giving you a rough sketch plus the other things involved and the calendar and everything. So that's a good one too if you want to get one of these sketch cards from Gary, which are really great. We also have the what's this one right here, Gary? The $250. Tell us about this perk.
The 250 gets you basically a commissioned piece of artwork. So it's more of a finished piece. The difference between the 250 and the 150 would be the 150 is more of a sketch, and there's some samples in there, but the 250 is more of a polished piece of artwork. So yeah, that's the difference. But you also get everything. You get the whole package. You get
It's nice. Yeah, that's
all
a
the
nice one.
sketchbook, Packens Land comic book. You get all the perks and everything.
Now I see here that you're offering an actual page, original art page for $500. That's pretty nice.
Yes. Actually, I don't know that nobody has taken advantage of that as of yet. And so when it comes to, if it does come to it where someone actually takes advantage of it, they'll have their choice of pages. I'll go through them with them, and they can pick the page they want.
Wow, that is really cool. You're actually letting them pick instead of saying, here's the one I've chosen. Oh, that's really nice, man. If you guys are interested in getting an original full page of Packens Land art from Gary, here's your chance, $500. Plus you get everything else, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you get everything as well.
Yeah, no, that's a really good deal right there. Then we have this big one right here. This is a cover. You get the original cover, which we were talking about earlier, and I said stuff which I didn't say. You didn't hear those things. And for $2,000, you can get that original one. So anyone really wants to get that, you should get in here. I mean, that is a beautiful cover he's got going on. It's beautiful. So yeah, all right, Gary. Yeah, it's really looking on there. Here we have some your Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, who's in the book, and this is a great piece, beautiful. And of course, one of the things I love, as you guys can see, Gary catches the likenesses quite well. We have the mummy, the werewolf. We have Dracula here. These are all look quite well. I mean, look at this Richard Pryor. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is beautiful. Gary does it, and I have from Gary. I have a Stan Lee sitting on my wall in a place of prominence, and it looks just like Stan, and I love it. So, who did the coloring for you on that, by the way, Gary?
The coloring on Stan Lee?
Yeah.
I did.
You did. Oh, goodness gracious, you're multi-talented, man. Because that looks really good. The skin tones and everything like that. You're really good at portraits, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I see that E. Ortiz Art is there. So if you haven't known, you also won a couple nights ago as well.
He knows. He knows. We were
Yeah.
talking about it earlier. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that is
Yeah.
something. Now, Gary, of course, is going to go over and have his own stream today to end out his campaign, of course. And go over to Gary's stream. And if we could have one of my wrenches over here, please drop Gary's link if you haven't already. And he's going to be having his live stream and for end of his campaign. And of course, what he's doing is every time someone joins the Indiegogo and becomes a backer, he's giving away a print. And how many we got ready for today so far, Gary?
It looks like we're at 5 right now.
Oh, wow, sweet. So if you guys want to make Gary work very, very hard, go over there and back his campaign and make Gary have to give out 50 of those today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's get.
Go. I'm sorry, Denali. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Gary.
I was just going to say, so as it stands right now, tonight, I'm going to be giving away 5 prints, signed prints. And the reason for that, Chester said it, but just so that it's clear, anytime that there's a change, usually in a positive direction, like if somebody backs at whatever level, we get so excited that we want to give away a print. So we do that. And so I've been keeping an eye on things throughout the day, and it looks like there's been like 5 new things that have happened on the Indiegogo campaign. So every time that happens, we add another print, and so we're up to 5. So if you come over to my stream tonight, you can watch it happen. You don't have to be on the stream, but I'd like you to be, and maybe become a subscriber as well. When we get to 1,000 subscribers on my channel, we're going to be doing a big giveaway, and we're getting there quickly.
Yes,
we're almost there.
Yes, you are. That is very, very cool. And Humphrey Bear, of course, has got a lot of things he's preparing to do with that. And just come over here to chat real quick. I see they're still arguing amongst themselves over who is the better artist and who can or cannot do faces. And, just to let you know, Gary does faces really, really, really well. So we should all strive to draw better faces, I would say.
We know who the better artist is by the way they draw the feet. The best artist.
It comes down to the feet. It does.
Yes.
The feet award.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are great over in the chat, man. But all right, so guys, we don't want to stay on here too long today. There's a lot of things going on, and of course, Gary is a big day for Gary. Josh had a big day yesterday, and we're certainly hoping to help everybody grow their campaigns and be real successful over here. So you guys pay attention to what Gary's doing today. Go over and support him in any way you can. If you haven't backed the campaign and you want to and you can, please do. It'll absolutely help Gary do more of what he wants to do in the future. And I think there's some really amazing things going to be coming out of Gary. So let's help him out as much as we can, right? Yeah, Denali, do you want to go ahead and try to actually get under the hour that we've been trying forever to do, or would you like to move on to another news story?
I think we're good right now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. I can't believe we actually are not going to be over an hour. But yay, success. But all right, so guys, we're gonna get off here. We're gonna let Gary get over and get his stuff going because we know he's got a big day today. Thank you all very much for coming. We mentioned all the shows, but of course, keep in mind the Monday 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing the Drawn Recorded Fan Edition right here. Come over and check that out. And of course, we have some people in our chat right now that may well be competing in that. Also, don't forget that on Tuesday we are doing Bugbear's Basement, and we're doing Thunderbolts this week. And we're going to be talking about Thunderbolts. And just keep in mind, if you are a Thunderbolt expert, if you know a lot about it, come on over and join us. Be in there and tell us everything you know about it. So thank you very much for coming, Gary. Would you like to have any final words or special links or anything like that you would like people to know about?
I'm just thankful that you guys invited me on. I think what you guys are doing here is really cool. I shared it out on my social media, so I hope that people will, if they didn't come this time, I hope that they'll come in the future, because you guys are good guys, and I appreciate it. And all you guys in the chat too. Thank you so much for being so cool.
And the Wolf said Thunderbolts number 6.
It is number 6. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
And yes, Diller, we notice you and
We
Jiminy
do.
Cricket.
Well, we love
and
you,
Tank
John.
Ferret.
We love you most, John. Hello, Thundero. Nice to see you. But okay, yeah. Any links you want to give out, Gary? We know, of course, the Indiegogo YouTube channel, and Humphrey Bear is over there working and getting those stuff out for you right now. Is there any other stuff you want to talk about, like your store or anything like that, Patreon or what have you?
No, I think that Humphrey Bear has been putting links in the chat. If you want to, if you missed them, you can scroll up there and look at them. If you want to come over to my channel tonight, I'm going to be launching live stream here in a little while, and we'll be doing like so far 5 giveaways, yeah, we'll just hopefully we'll have a good time, and we'll put this Indiegogo to sleep.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is going to be in demand, though. It will continue in that, but that doesn't matter. Let's get it up on this big day as high as we can get it. And also, you're getting a lot of love out of the chat over here, Gary. A lot of people are giving you a shout out and showing you love. And of course, we all love Gary over here. He's not only a really good artist, he's a really good man. And that's important. So Denali, our Denali Lama, namaste. Please take us out, man.
Sure. Don't forget, on Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, we have the original regular Drawn and Quarter Fan Edition hosted by our friend Good Dog Press on his channel. So go over there on Thursday. But Monday is going to be here. Gary will probably stream at 10 p.m. Eastern for his stream, or a little bit earlier. Is it going to be a little bit earlier, or is it going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I'm Central, so I guess Eastern is an hour ahead, right?
Correct.
So I usually go in around 9 or 9:15, around there. There's some people who've asked me to even go a little later, like 9:30. And I try to, if people want me to, try to accommodate. But it's a little bit loose. You guys are more scheduled, and that's awesome.
Yeah. So, no problem.
Go for it.
Hey, and Tug is in there. Hey, Tug, how you doing, man? By the way, before Denali gives his last Denali Lama comments, Tug, you should give us a contact, man. We'd love to have you come over and have a chat with you and get some of your expertise of this YouTube stuff that we do. So please contact us. We'd love to have a conversation with you. Go ahead, Denali. Let's close it out.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's close it out. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. We always appreciate that. Check out Indicron's Pixel Trader and his team of 1. Is hard work of updating, making it better and easier to use. We're getting a lot of people, asking to join us. Support Gary Shipman in his campaign. Thank you guys for supporting Josh Howard's T-Bird and Throttle. And like always, your perception shapes your reality. So always make it a good one.
Namaste. Later, everybody.